Welcome back to part number 17 of my Imperator Rome playthrough with Invictus as Carthage. We just finished another wonder and I will take the Yikes 10 stability. Yep, we'll take it. And that's a really high stability, which is going to be really good for our loyalties, especially with our 0 aggressive expansion, which we're going to solve shortly when we take a massive swath out of Galatia. We make a supersized amount of money. I'm not sure how supersized that's going to be. I just pretty much maxed out the Legion in between episodes. Made it a formidable fighting as well as sieging machine. I'm going to have them just wander down here and refresh or fill their packs up while they get to this fleet. They'll get on board and head over toward Galatia. Always a good time to build more Laborians. I spent a fair clip of money on the army as well as long as I was in the area. I took a look down here and saw that these provinces were bleeding. They had no urban centers and no hope of any sort of positive outcome. So I moved these pops out, the non-Canaanites, out of this area, up to somewhat loyal provinces. Like say here is kind of loyal. Here is very loyal. I moved a lot of them in there. I moved a fair number of them here. It's loyal. So these areas should at some point become completely Canaanite. And then I think that we may have an uptick. I'm not sure, but it won't be much of a downtick, that's for sure. We're not worried. I'm sure there are other places like that, but not so much like this. I never look here. I haven't dealt with it since I took it over. I think it revolted once. I was pretty much about to do it again. So that's not going to happen. I released a client state here. A Canaanite Punic. We have quite a few slots available. We have 8 from our recent wonder. I plan to have this client state take over these 2 tribes or 3 tribes or whatnot here. I need a claim, and there's no reason why I shouldn't have one other than... Oh dear. I released the client state and now I cannot have a claim. I should have filed the claim first. Well, okay. And you! Let's see here. We don't have a claim here. We need one, clearly. And then we'd have to colonize here and claim you. It's possible. It can be done. Let's get that claim right now. Okay, so there's that. We can't claim you. We're not adjacent. We could colonize that. I'm not going to. Fazan has created or consolidated. I think we have a claim there. We do. Sold as provenance. We have no AE, so our client state is now 320 population, and we can begin integration of 535 shortly. Oh, that's a diplomat. Never mind. You are annexing 551, and you 542. So all I need to do now is plan exactly how to get the most forces brought against the Galatians in the quickest amount of time, and then how to orchestrate it in the most effective manner. The problem is just that this area, we could probably get some access through this this character here. I'm going to work all that out. It should be a fairly quick war, provided I get it set up right. And I need to get mercs for that end. The problem is all the mercs from here were just let go up here and they're not feeling well. But there are others, surely, here and here that can be brought to bear. They're not particularly good at what they do, but there are a lot of them. Now I wonder if these guys just sort of marched back over here to Carthago. Whether we could get this merc up to speed and then sail back to Carthago to pick those guys up. As I think we're running low on capacity, so that's 20. No, we can pick both those mercs up and our... Never mind. And our armies as well. So we don't have to reorganize. Maybe we'll just march you down here. Or we'll march them both here. They can meet in the middle. We'll go like say that. And that. We need one more merc. There's a decent sized merc in Athens we can pick up on our way through. And that's the size of that. What exactly does our new wonder do? We're going to find out. Retaliation procedures, siege traditions, and the stability tick. I have not messed with my policies the entirety of the game. I think this one has got to go. So, loyalty of characters +5 is nice for religious. Take the conversion speed, but I think we're going with loyalty of characters there. And that leaves us here looking for something. War score cost is always nice. That works. What do we get? Capital A. For matching them, we really don't get much, but it's, in theory, something. So what are we going to take for our... We're going to lose a lot of money here is what we're going to do if we don't play our cards exactly correct. We could take provincial loyalty. Yeah. Then we wouldn't need to build as many theaters and temples. But I like building theaters and temples because at some point I think we'll get the Marian reforms, or at least the Carthaginian version. We'll have more legions. So unfortunately we have our... Well, no, we don't have anything. We have our slave output here and our commerce here. So if we lose this commerce policy, we'd want to... We're going to take war score. Let's do that. And then what's happened to our income? 103 goes to what? 83, yeah. But we can juice our slave output. Do we care? Do we care? I don't think we do. What are we going to take? A simple slave output? It's the simplest one. 20%. Or build cost. This is fairly simple as well. You do a lot of building, you can make a lot of money on that. The trouble is, we make a lot of money off of probably mostly slaves. So we juice that by 20%. We then juice this by 20%. Well, perhaps we'll just not worry. Let's pop that for 0.05%. What have we done to our glorious income? Not much, really, actually. And we're much... I bet this loyalty that I was worried about is now a non-issue. And I did all that for nothing, yeah? I sure did. Actually, no. It's at even keel 0. Even keel 0, and you are... positive 0.01. So good for me. We have a little bit less money. Our mercenaries will surely, we'll let them go, and then we'll be back on form making a lot of money right after this war. Of course, we are not quite done as yet throwing our money down the tubes because we're going to switch to a bellicose stance to get more war score and less aggressive expansion. What does our money look like now? 50. We went from 174.19 down to 50, but I'm pretty sure our mercs are costing a fair clip of that money. Drat! It looks as though Galatia is at war with Macedon. I see. The both of them are I see. And you? Satrapy of Macedon. I don't want to deal with Macedon. What is that? It looks as though the Bordavassians have brought it to the Macedonians, and the war is happening up north. Macedon looks to have blockaded some of Galatia's ports, but if we're quick, we can make it there before the Macedonians do. Speaking of quick, maybe we can eat the enemy's food. We have a loyal Iberia mission actionable. We tend to do quite a bit of assaulting, really. We could get some bonuses here. Well, let's go here. Just wait. We've arrived here. We can board the navy. Well, let's see. Let's move it out. Pick these guys up as well. I still don't see a lot of action here. It looks as though Macedon has proceeded into this area, but he has quite a few forts. They're mixing it up around here, but nothing really much else where we are. And then this. We can clean up Croton as well, with some levies or whatnot about here as well. Maybe the Roman will participate. Go down and maybe he has. Does the Roman have a navy? He does. If we can't go at Galatia, I think we can go at this fellow here, or even the Ptolemies. But what happened to our claim? It's gone. We never had one. I swear we... Well, we surely need one. Maybe that was from the last game, the Roman game. There's another merc available right here. I'm gonna cut to the chase, recruit him. Get him de-exiled. We're approaching this group here. We can pick them up. Let's load them up. Move them out. We've reached the Spartan Leucocian area. We're on our way. Truth of the matter is, we don't really need to take to port. What we need to do is take this fort and then pivot around this way to get at the back end. We'll take some PI for loyalty there, why not? We have landed. We're going to declare this war immediately. I don't really know who these guys are. I know anyway, it's on. Let's find out the combatants. There we have you. And you are somewhere in there as well here. Alright, there is a provincial capital right here that happens to house the Temple of Artemis. We are going to send one of our glorious new siege taxi in there. Underfed, I must say, but we'll not worry. We're going to force march in here as well. We'll bring our two mercs around back. I'm going to call up a levy right here. I'm going to force march in here to this provincial capital. I'm going to force march in here and assault that fort immediately. We have an innovation. We can take this or that. It doesn't matter. Let's take that. We'll get our sieges just a bit better. Let's assault it. Let's force march up in here. Turn the force march off here. Started at 28%. Nice. Let's head around the back side here. Let's see if we can get something going in this area. We have occupied that provincial capital. We'll go up here. Why walk when you can force march? We've won the Barca Award. What exactly it is, I don't know. We're going to find out. Army weight modifier 10%. Marshal +1. That's a 10% army weight modifier. It's even better than supply limit. A bonus. Heading through those mountains and whatnot with those low supply limits. That must be how he did it. We dropped this fort. I wonder if perhaps we should go back and reorganize. Our fleet is on the way. This fellow's force marching here. We can beat the Macedonians to this city here. We're going to race to the capital as well. Maybe we should race there first. Before the war, I secured access essentially with anyone and everyone in this area. So we should be good to go. This unit is essentially ready. Let's proceed to the capital. We're just going to park there. Our siege crew has dropped that fort. What is that? Occupied by Carthage. That's good news for us. Who is this guy? He's one of Mad Mac's men. It's causing us attrition, but we got him. We were there first. Let's see what we can do. Where are we going? We'll turn our force march off. We'll turn force march on here. We'll head out here. We've arrived here. Let's force march up in here. And then right here. Take this provincial capital. And take this out as well. Head here. Boom, I'm taking that capital there. Let's force march here toward this fort. Our claim hit against Egypt with that +6 claim speed. This happens like lightning. I'm going to force march this merc to that capital. I'm going to send this fleet. These guys have landed. They're going to go up here. Let's send this fleet back over this way. Park next to the Temple of Artemis. We've arrived here. We've arrived, yes. We'll turn the force march off. We have a fair amount of food. Just wait. We have a martial advance. Let's click on this other one here as well. Oh. We've done it. Let's roll up here. Glorious victory. Okay, so our siege guy probably doesn't need to go up there. We'll send him down this area here. If there's no fort there, we can just park this merc right on top of the enemy's capital. These guys are proceeding. We're going to assault this fort down, what there is of it. We've occupied this area here. Our territory here that we took, I was wondering what happened to all the food of the Levy of Asia. Apparently I called it up here and there was no food in the area. In fact, it's about to starve. The loyalty here, yeah, it's 0 essentially now because there's no food. No, wait a minute. The loyalty is 94. Whoops. Okay, so there's no food essentially, but it's not ticking negative too terribly hard as yet. We even got, like, I think a 0.01 down. This loyalty would come down hard. Luckily, we're going to solve our food problem shortly, as this is a very, very nice wonder. Maximum research efficiency and oratory tech bonus. So we're now at 185. We've occupied the enemy's capital. Why not go here? No reason. Let's assault this vassal's fort. Boom, we dropped a siege somewhere. We dropped it here. Let's, yeah, boy. Where are we going to go? I don't think there's anything left. It was a brutal assault, but we've done it nonetheless. Hats off to Stratoclid there. We'll give him a good pat on the back and whatnot for a job well done. Where is this guy going? I don't know where he's going. I think he's going right here. He was going where we were, right to that capital territory. The enemy has some ideas. We need to force march up here and deal with them. Luckily, we have the chops to do it. Oh. It's over for him. I think we're going to overrun this army here. Womp. He's trying to take this capital back. We're going to force march down there and deal with him. Same goes for this character here. The hills, I see. Maybe we'll just mull about here. There's no reason to go into Macedonian satrapy territory. If they want to take that guy out, more power to them. Let's assault this vassal's fort. We're victorious somewhere. We've done it. This guy wants some as well. We've taken that fort out, apparently. It's a bloody affair, really. I'm going to swap out these mercs. We'll send these two up there. Send this fresh merc down here. We're down this siege. Let's take the capital. We started at a comfortable 42%. Let's assault this fort. Right here. Whoops. We've done it. Let's force march over here and try to close this war out. Something's going on here, alright. Who are you? Is that war with Macedon as well as us? Well, I think we can hold our own. This merc here was not able to get the job done, unfortunately. I wonder if we should wait or just carry on. Let's see what can be done. Looks like he doesn't have any vassals, but does have allies. So we could, in theory, include you in the peace agreement here. It won't do it. It will, though. There it is. No? Okay. Apparently this is costing a fair clip of war score. I'm not exactly sure why. But I think if we take this provincial capital, we'll be able to annex this territory as well. So why not wait? I'm in no hurry. Well, there's 96 for 49. It's about as good as we're going to get, and especially relative to timeliness. So let's peace out. Now that was a successful war. Nice and quick, no problem. A lot of territory. We have, it would seem as though our various changes in our economy just paid off. We swapped out all of our policies recently. Had some war score cost, went from mercantile to bellicose, and extracted a large swath of land from the barbarous Galatians. Gonna stand the mercs and levies down, get our taxi or legions back over to Carthago, do some drilling, let the AE come down, figure out a target or whatnot. We're gonna need more tyranny. Why should I go back to Carthago? We're gonna stay right here. We're resupplying, we'll get our food up to speed here. This unit is good. Both of these provinces have a bunch of food. We're going to stay. We have completed this mission, so we'll get some commerce and citizen happiness. 4 or more precious metals. Let's see. We should have hit that, unless we're not exporting them. We just need to get some pops there. So we now have a serious surplus with this mine and can export those goods right to our capital. Orontia. Let's see if that did it. Not yet. We need to dredge up some tyranny. We ran out of characters in the gulags, so we're going to have to smear these Democrats. There we go, we've done that. It's a little, the end of the month passed. Maybe someone will pick up some of those precious metals. I'll do a token inquiry there. Let's see if they've done it. They've not done it. Well, we can do it. We can do it. Let's see, we'll buy it ourselves. I wonder if that counts as an export, though. We're going to find out, because I just took 2 precious metals from Orientia to Carthago. Now I have them here as well. And we'll find out if that mission is actionable. We've done it. Aye, aye, aye. 3 provincial improvements, or... let's see here. Migration attraction. We can make this a metropolis. That's nice, really. We'll take that. Do we want to make that a metropolis? I suppose for the whole flavor of it, again, personally, I don't think metropolises metropoli are worth anywhere close to 100. I'm not really even sure they're worth 25 PI. But in the interest of flavor, I'm going to create this metropolis and then refund myself the 75 PI because I'm going to make it only cost 25 PI for the metropolis. Clearly just a smear via the console, of course. For detailed house rules, you can see the playlist. They're all right up there. We are not going to create a bunch of aqueducts here. In order to create a less than optimal metropolis when there are so many other cities about, would be nice for a, well, you know, this sort of Iberian flavor and whatnot, but it seems like so many of these other cities could be used like aqueducts or various other 80 pops, like a standard aqueduct. How much would that add? 5. That's 6 aqueducts I need right there. I'd have to destroy my tax office, marketplace, ports. In theory, I suppose I could stagger it. Wouldn't have to destroy anything, just build a couple. I'm in no hurry, let's do it. Oh dear. Minus 12 slave happiness. He's happy though. Oh dear, looks like he's on the outs with whom not. His power base has increased because the Roman doesn't have Magna Graecia anymore. How unfortunate for the Roman, really. So he really should pay more mind to the loyalty of his provinces here. 24, 40, and 39. And this guy is just barely holding on, is bribed. And he's still at only 51 loyalty. If we were to befriend this guy, because clearly he has a cause, we could bring him and his provinces on board, and we wouldn't have to integrate them, all for the meager price of 25 PI. We burned down a truckload of PI because of our diplomatic rep. Speaking of diplomatic rep, we'll send one of our savvy diplomats off to talk to this fellow immediately. We can lose some stability, pay some PI, or lose some manpower. We're going to go manpower. We have a religious advance. Let's see, we can take siege ramps for another siege. 5% army attrition. 5% as well. Our would-be friend is still the governor as well as our glorious... Actually, I think that's an improved version from vanilla. I think we got army attrition, which is very nice. Anyway, I'm going to keep my eye on this fellow here. Large, moderate, or small. We do have deep pockets. We should have held out for a tiger. We're going to give him a tiger anyway. It's a good luck charm. He still seems to be there. We have an untiring devotion event. He's still there. There he is. It looks like he's still the governor. We're friends with him now. Let's click the button. 53. This is less than 50. That's less than 50. And that's less than 50, which means they'll come with him. There's the governor. Has to be less than 40. We inspire him, he loses 20 loyalty. That puts him at 33. Womp. What happened here? Oh, crap! Who even knew that? That's maddening. I think it's a special Invictus rule that I didn't know about. We're screwed now. Well, who knows, really? When is that exactly? Yeah, there's no way. We can take 10 PI for 5. Well, let's do it. This guy, inexplicably, is still the governor. I think he's still the governor. June 13, 538. It should be actionable shortly. April. May. We're coming in on June. This is weird. They usually just immediately remove. That is strange. Let's put it on speed 4 and see. June 13. 1, 2, 3. Well, you'll note the first time I was enticing down here, I had just created the friend and then they swapped him out. They have a habit of doing that. But they didn't in this case, that's for sure. So now we have taken all of this territory from the Roman, and he will integrate when? 5, 6, 9, very shortly. How many Roman pops do we have now? 75. He wasn't particularly into assimilation up here, I can say that. We need 300 to enact the decision to study the Italic ways of war. We'll have them shortly. The Roman has about 400. It's a pretty good time to end the episode. Let's call it here, and I hope to see you in the next one.